City have opened talks with Joe Gelhardt, some more players have left, and there's maybe a few bids being placed out from Hull City to fellow championship clubs. Hello there and welcome back to the Hull City Fan Central YouTube channel, where today I'll be giving you all of the insight into Hull City's transfer going on, all of the news around Hull City. So let's crack straight into it. So we'll start off with a little bit of a feeder on from yesterday's video. Yesterday I brought you the news that Hull City were in the hunt for the loan edition of Poch, the left back for HullCityFanCentral in Germany, the Polish 25-year-old who would be looking to come to Hull on a loan deal. Apparently a couple of championship clubs were interested in the loan agreement after making 10 appearances and 1 assist so far over at HullCityFanCentral this season. Reports coming out today suggesting that Hull are no longer in the hunt for him. Of course, I will bring you more information once we do know it, but that is the breaking news as of today on that front, that we are no longer in the hunt for the Polish left back. So an interesting one there. I wouldn't say that it's a priority necessarily to hunt down this Poch, if that's how you pronounce the name. I'm very, very sorry. I'm not fluent in Polish. So it'd be a very interesting one if we did reopen the talks, but I wouldn't suggest that we would need to. It doesn't seem like a necessary investment. We'll move on to the fact that Jarvis has left Hull City. I didn't do a full video on this yesterday as the news broke, because I didn't think it really needed it. A little bit of outroar online about Jarvis leaving just due to the fact that they don't think that he's had a fair enough run in the City squad, which I can agree to some stretch. Yeah, he fell out with Tim Volta. Yeah, he didn't get picked. I don't even think he's had a bit of game time under Ruben Sayers, or very, very limited at that front. Yeah, he's not had the best of stretches. Of course, it is a player that's been in our academy setup since the age of 12, and they will be leaving the side permanently to Notts County. So a very upsetting one on that front, but then it's also business that needs to be done. He's probably not going to get anywhere involved in the first team coming forwards, as the new additions will probably set him back into the under-21s again, and that's not really what he wants at this stage of his career. A player that's gone out on loan, proved it out on loan, proved it in little stretches in the Championship, especially early on in the season. I bring back this stat. First few games of the season, he was leading the league in successful dribbles per 90, and he was appearing from the bench. So there is a good player in there. We know that. He's left us permanently to Notts County. Hopefully, a fresh change of scenery does mean that he does get the game time over in League 2 as well. Hopefully, he does excel and do really well there for Notts County. So, wishing Jarvis all the best, and hopefully doesn't come back to bite us in the rear end, so to speak. But I don't see that one happening. Certainly not for quite some time. A bit of news that came out later on yesterday after I recorded the video, and that is Hull City have reportedly made a £2 million bid for Watford defender Ryan Porteous. He is wanting to leave the Hornets this January after falling out with their manager. The Scottish centre-half has played 20 league games for Watford this season and recording 2 goals in the process. I had a little conversation with a few Watford fans, Watford Way, James over there, who I did a little collab with for the Hull Watford game earlier on this season. He said that take these reports with a bit of grain of salt, but that Ryan Porteous is a very, very good lad. It seems very down to earth, good work ethic. He's a player that you really want in your side. A good worker at the end of the day. So he didn't really have too much poor to say on the man. More the fact that the reports may not be 100% accurate, so that's one to take with a grain of salt. But a few of my trusted sources had reported that a £2 million bid for him was placed. Just waiting for a bit more of a concrete confirmation on that one before we dive too further into that one. We will come back to the Joe Gelhardt news, as that's probably the bigger one for today. I thought this one was just a bit of a funny one. I saw the Sky Bet Championship Team of the Week has just come out, just before I come to record this video. And Abu Kamara or any Hull City player are not involved. In fact, 2 Leeds players are involved. Puro and Tankaka, however you pronounce his name. They're involved. But no Hull City players are. It is all done by the who's scored, so it's all on an AI who's scored sort of thing. So they don't actually pick the players. But I just thought it was absolutely bonkers that Kamara is not involved. He got 2. I'll read you out what I put on my tweet. You're having a laugh. Kamara gets a brace, chips a keeper, scores a crucial goal, and puts his haters to rest. And not even a sniff at Team of the Week. Baffling. I mean, the comments on, if you go over to the tweet or the X or whatever it's called, if you go over to it, the comments are just filled with Kamara, ? Where is Kamara? Where is Kamara? So a very interesting one, that one. Hull City have apparently reapproached Leicester City again for the signing of Tom Cannon. The 22-year-old is currently on loan at Stoke City, where he went to, obviously, rather than coming to us in the summer. And he's there until next summer, or this summer coming, now we are in 2025. But Leicester are open to hearing higher bids and maybe even open to a permanent deal. Apparently, Hull City have placed the highest bid at the moment. Of course, that's another one that we're waiting for a bit more of a confirmation on the bid front. But it'll be a nice one, Tom Cannon. Not too bad of a player, if I don't mind saying. Only 22 years old as well. So if we do get him on a permanent deal, would be a nice addition for the longevity of the club. Certainly sounds like Leicester are more open to sending him out elsewhere, due to probably wanting to get a bit more money in from him than what Stoke may be paying. Whether he does stay on at Stoke and Stoke just increase their prices for him to keep him, that's one that's we'll wait and see. But a few teams are involved, but apparently we do have the highest bid, so that's something to take. A little bit of Hull City have reportedly made a bid for Swiss centre defensive midfielder Al-Kabakali, man. That's definitely not how I pronounce his name. I'm very, very sorry about that. I've completely butchered your name. But the Swiss centre half is reportedly on the radar for Hull City, and we apparently have made not centre half, centre defensive midfielder, sorry, but we have apparently made a approach for him on that front. So let's break into the big news of the day, and that being Hull City have approached Joe Gelhardt's Leeds United and also opened talks with him. It sounds like there are a host of clubs in the hunt for the Leeds United striker, who's only featured in small amounts this season so far for Leeds United. It's reported that a loan agreement is on the table for him. I highly doubt that Leeds United at this stage will be looking to get rid of him on a permanent, especially with obviously Leeds still being in the same league as a lot of clubs that are in the hunt for Joe Gelhardt. He was at the MKM Stadium on Saturday to watch Hull City come from 3-1 back, 3-1 down to come and thwart his team. Maybe that's what saw him go. I quite like to come to Hull. He has openly, or not openly said, but the speculation at the moment is that Hull would be his ideal landing destination at the moment. He hasn't really had a sniff into the Leeds squad this season. I say he's played about 60 minutes in the Carabao Cup early on the season, and then maybe not even 20 minutes in the league, I don't think, off the top of my head. In the Championship for Leeds United. So certainly on the back burner. It seems like this one we may have to wait out to see what the full extent of Patrick Bamford's injury is for Leeds United, as reportedly Leeds United are going to maybe hold out, see what the extent for that one is, and then deal Joe Gelhardt as they get the information in on that front. But a very, very interesting one. It seems like this player, Joe Gelhardt, would be an alright fit for the squad. I maybe wouldn't see him as the one striker that you want to bring in, especially if we are sending Chris Bedia back as the speculation mounts on that one, and it seems like he might be going back. A Joe Gelhardt coming in would be a good addition, but you maybe would be looking for another striker to come in, as I don't have the full faith in just having a two-striker partnership of Joe Gelhardt and João Pedro, where it maybe seems like one of them could get injured, especially Joe Gelhardt, who's had a little bit of injury problems the past few seasons. One of them could get injured, and then you back down to one striker, which we know how risky that can be throughout the history of Hull City. Also, on the front of Ruben Sayers, I presume by the end of this January transfer window, wants to go to his ideal formation, which does, in essence, have two strikers on the field at the same time. If you do have Joe Gelhardt and João Pedro on the field at the same time at the start, you don't have a striker to come on as a substitute, which you desperately need, especially in the current situation that we are in the Championship, where we need goals. We just need to outscore other teams. The defence are doing a solid enough job. We just need to get the goals. So a very interesting one on that front. But that is all of the news around Hull City today. Make sure you do stay tuned on the YouTube channel by liking and subscribing, as I do keep to update on everything Hull City. Of course, the January transfer window winds on, and we are waiting for the announcement of the first January transfer signing. Would it be Matt Crooks? Would it be one of the players that I've spoke about today? Or it could be someone we don't know about. So stay tuned to the channel. Make sure you go and follow me over on Twitter or X, whatever it's called nowadays. HullCityFanCentral over there. Link in the description. I'm also a bit active over on the TikTok with daily TikTok uploads. If you wouldn't mind checking me out over there to keep up to date on more Hull City news and content than you could ever imagine. So I will see you in the next video. Up the Tigers.